Welcome to MachismoTV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Our channel covers a range of topics including current events, fitness, personal development, and technology to help you look, feel, and live your best life. Tune in for actionable advice and engaging discussions. We the willing, led by the unknowing, are doing the impossible for the ungrateful. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
So join up. Do your part. There's a long war ahead, and we need you. So join up. Do your part. There's a long war ahead, and we need you.
Have you any idea how successful censorship is on TV? Don't know the answer? Successful, isn't it? Have you any idea how successful censorship is on TV? Don't know the answer? Successful, isn't it?
About how we can better ourselves and further ourselves, further your mind, you know what I'm saying?
I don't wear my trust on the last one.
Let's be clear, this is
I don't be no love when the bed don't sleep.
invasion. Green
DP crash your feelings in the middle of the street. When you was at your lowest, tell me where the hoes was at. When you was at your lowest, tell me where the bros was at. 3:30 in the morning, scroll through the call up. Ain't nobody but the mirror looking for the fall off. I love when you count me out. 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 My name is in your mouth.
Alright, might be about you. Next run, might be about you.
conductor. Welcome to the new gold era. Yo, this that purple tape Nick for Cody box. Yo, imagine getting murdered with the case in the Sub Village. It sure is. Yeah. DJ Drama.
Hey yo, I'ma take it back to the ski mask Chanel. So yo, with my mail, I can never fail. I can be through you, I can tell you a tell. You ain't never ate Bruce Chris in a cell. Everything grabbed, you moving at a pace of a snail. Supreme clientele, cause my cocaine pal is rap doing alright. My dope house well with Egypt, we in Portland's Carter doing well on a mountain.
Claim my position in the kitchen, I'm working. Whip it, bag of half and 50s, hit the strip and I serve it. If it's the issue trust, I'm coming to get with you in person. With the extender throwing at you till I flip the Suburban. All my businesses flourish, I'm on my way to my yacht. I put a 6 on the dock like Julius Erving. Damn, I know my nigga sisters is hurting. He caught new case, but got his sentences concurrent. That ain't get him discouraged. Got another homie in prison for murder. He would let his gun clap and fire at anyone that would try. Watching this baby mother's cry, I got numb, I can't lie. His mama ain't shed a tear, she know that come with his line. Thought about it, his kids was young when son got the time. Won't see his daughter graduate, can't teach his son how to drive. Not to see where I get this ambition from and this drive, the machine. I'm iller than anyone that's alive. Look, bought the Benz truck and the Maybach with no license, straight from dealership, not from the auction with the low prices. A long way from selling white and running from the polices. You niggas know who flow nicest, raise the bar like coke prices. Fronted the homie, caught a joint, he stopped answering. Been my nigga since grammar school, I don't know how to handle it.
Olive Green Valley, windbreaker to wet my taste buds. Y'all hate niggas praying for table crumbs. Damn, y'all looking bad, y'all might be mistaken for bums. My first thought was to put some spare change in your cup. Here's a blanket, at least you'll be covered up. I'm becoming numb, I don't feel the love at night, I hug my guns. Might touch you with the same razor I used to cut my drugs. Homies blazing, made for shaving sun. Snub is stainless, the air is white like Shayla Buff, I waited. Lipo sucked the plug, left weightless. Niggas on the waiting list, look at your greater wig, what's that, a wave kit? Listen baby, don't shake the shit, please. Still a assist, shit scaring away the fish. I'm a player, son, I'm just here sharing game with pimps. Bitch tried to throw a big monkey wrench in my Benz vent. I find it interesting, I was chilling just when they thought the engine went. I still did it big. Pick of the litter, but ain't no kittens here. I'm like Huey Newt sitting in the king's wicked chair with the pistol near. My face is chiseled in the silverware with care. Spilling Bel Air on the thread I wear. I'm a threat out here. You better not let the cat out for air, yeah. I'm a threat out here. You better not let the cat out for air, yeah.
I used to think about the people in your life, and I think of Neil. And you were sitting there right now when he said it. He said, John, what's it about?
Yeah, I ain't no Superman businessman like you. You know, I'm just a gangster, I suppose.
The butcher coming, nigga. I won't shake your boss hand or kneel to the Pope. Me and Duffel like Gotti and Neil de la Croce. They cry crocodile tears when they broke. I'm tucking eagles in my belt and putting crocodile skin on a coat. Cutting bills from a sealed envelope. Niggas got 2 feet in the game and still don't got no idea how I go. As always, I only did what I know. Instinct start kicking in when the meat on your ribs getting low. Streets got a dark side to 'em, I watch for the double cross. They threw the triple at me, this made me trigger happy. Streets made me business savvy. Yeah, the bosses of all bosses, capo the cootie cappy. Let's start there, look how we started, now the vets all peers. And now I don't gotta cash a check all year. Let's address your fears, order your nightmare, chest your ears. Though Jasper can protect your chance, I thought more of my enemies. It'd be hard to avoid a hater.
Fine decorations. But the white boys had told all them French gals that we had tails. Then they found this ignorant colored soldier. Paid him to tie a tail to his ass and run around half naked making monkey sounds. They put him on a big round table in the Cafe Napoleon. Put a reed in his hand, crown on his head, blanket on his shoulders, and made him eat bananas in front of all them Frenchies. Oh, the white boys danced that night. Passed out leaflets with that boy's picture on it. Called him Moonshine, King of the Monkeys. And when we slit his throat, you know that fool asked us what he had done wrong.
Country shot.
My daddy told me we got to turn our backs on this kind, Wilkie. Close our ranks to the chitlins, the collard greens, the cornbread style. We are men, soldiers, and I don't intend for our race to be cheated out of its place of honor and respect in this war.
The pupils burn from the gaze of the sunlight. Trying to go legit this time with no gunfight. Straight flights to Ghana. My man got the gold connect. Bow-legged dude with chicks on deck. He got Navy sailors moving their crypto specs. Maybach Hummer, sound like a discotheque. His brother Stan blew off his own hand. He's in the mausoleums, couldn't sew his wrist back on. It's in the Coliseum. The monster's out, straight down in the opera house. Scorpion pendant, red stone in a lobster mouth. Diamonds embroidered in the Chinaware. Speaking through Tesla phones, tucked behind the ear, Snow White Royce, guts red with lasagna chairs. Scarface party was raw with mad lines in there. Everybody holding, rock wallets, mad nines in there. Hitters with gold fronts frontin', where's the concierge? 50 years of hip hop, New York is the mascot. City is the backdrop, one more you can holler at me. You can holler at me.
That I gotta be the best of all. That's just cut and dried. I'm the best. Whether you like it or not, you're looking at, the greatest, the best looking man, the best dressed man, long limousines, jet airplanes, custom made clothes, and any woman in the world I want, just like that. You know why? Let's face it, if you're not carrying the big gold, you're second best no matter what you tell yourself. So gear up, ladies and gentlemen. Get used to it. Who you're looking at, the man.
The almighty, the legendary Westside.
Hollow be thy name. Are you really ready?
Fly God himself.
You're looking at the man.
Americans.
1 2 1 2, man. We in the building. What it do, y'all? I had to adjust the intro up. I'm in somebody else's studio. My man let me hold the studio for the night. All right, we're in the building. Let me get a quick sound check. Tito.
Yeah, what up?
All right, your sound good. All right, bet. Mr. O.
What up?
All right, your sound good. And no news.
Mic check.
All right, you sound good. Oh, wait, there goes Saul right there. Saul, what's up? Let me get your
Mic
sound
check.
All right, perfect. You sound good. All right, bet. All right, we're in the building. We got a full show. Damn, I pulled your joint down real quick. All right, fuck it. We in the business. Hold on. Soundboard. Yo, salute to the chat. Music Man, I see you in the building. Duff the Reaver. Yo, you guys can share. Yo, share the stream on Twitter and Facebook. That's what's up. I checked my analytics. Apparently, I'm getting a lot of traffic from Facebook. I don't know what's up with that. Detroit in the building. And that's No News Kwame Kaiju. I see you. Okay, and we got some people floating in. Bing, 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 bing. Music Man. Oh, you like the mixtape? All right, bet. Well, then I'll play more of them on the channel. Yeah, I was playing them Jones earlier. We've been working on shit, man. All right, fuck it. Let's get these opening statements. Saul, you good, man?
What's cracking?
All right, bet. Let me get an opening statement from you. We'll run it down.
These motherfuckers is crashing out because of the district. That shit is hilarious. Obviously, for those that seen Mike, I took the opportunity to see that this weekend. I would say that it smells of black male hate. I mean, not that we're gonna talk too much about it or whatnot on the show or whatnot, but whenever there's a powerful black male in a household, it's always met with skepticism, or that people are tyrants and stuff like that. Your Joe Jacksons, the fathers of Venus and Serena Williams, and on to people who are there. So I mean, although the movie was good, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from it, but I look at messaging.
Being in your 30s and.
Anywho, but that's my opening statement, man. Thus far, salute to the chat, salute to the panel.
All right, bet. Tito, that's all you. Opening statement.
Man, y'all watch this white man's bandwidth, man. Now all of the new, all of the tethers and the, the Democratic slaves, boule niggas got a new dick riding ass talking point that they just formed up, talking about well, the Great Migration was the same as fleeing. You know what I'm saying? There's one nigga in particular that was talking that shit. I'm gonna go clap his ass tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But be on the lookout for that bullshit. You might even hear it on the street. You know what I'm saying? Being and in some cases they have to remember that them people didn't even leave on their own. They actually got administratively relocated, like in the case of Forsyth County, Georgia. So being administratively relocated inside of your home country is not the same as you running across an ocean to beg for asylum on a whole nother continent, on a whole nother country. Is not the same. So yeah, I'll land my plane there, but I'm definitely gonna roast that nigga tomorrow and nip this shit in the bud. But be on the lookout.
All right, bet. Go ahead, Mr. O, go ahead. That's all you, Playboy.
Yeah. It's been about 2 weeks since that Trifesta got deleted over there in Africa, and they want everybody to go ahead and forget about it. We haven't though. We haven't. We will never will. Did y'all know that her top shelf, Brad, basically didn't even show up to the funeral? Did y'all know that? But it's always. Yep, it's always black men fall for everything though. We can't do no right with them. You know what I'm saying? We deadbeats. We don't want to take care of our kids. We don't even want to take care of them. Don't want to get in relationships with them. Don't want to do right by them. But this whole bottom shelf Brad literally took this chick who paid for her trip with him for him to go to Africa, get deleted, and now he won't even show up to the funeral, not be in charge, nothing. And nobody talking about it. They want to distract us with this Meg Thee Stallion getting cheated on BS. But guess what? They mighty quiet. They mighty quiet about this whole fiasco dealing with these Trifestas, which is like number 18 so far in the last 2 years. Yeah, we're gonna see a whole bunch of more with the summer turning up. And one last thing with my opening statement: gerrymandering, all the gaslighting trying to do with black folks. It get us back on the plantation to vote for the Democrats. It's not going to work. And like Tito said, and like Saul said, they're going to pull out all the tricks they can to do it. And I'll land my plane there.
Bruh. All right, that's all you. No news.
All right, man. Thank you, brothers, for having me on. I want to say that in 2026, we're on the apology tour from the Keishas and women of other races. I changed my avatar because in this season, you're seeing a brand new graduation of future feminists and people who are going to burn themselves down, and we're going to be talking about them in the next couple of years. They just graduated the other day. This is graduation season. So with all that said, let's get the show started.
All right, bet. Let's just jump right into it. I forgot it was a goddamn Mother's Day. Until I seen like a couple things pop up in my timeline, but true to form. So let's just knock this one out the way because shout out to the space, red pill content, etc. We don't goddamn miss. So this is and apparently I went and checked before I pulled this clip because I seen the AC segment on this. So apparently TikTok is flooded with single moms on their depressed and lonely, John. It seems to me every year the temperature of haughtiness goes down incrementally. While this male content continues to grow. So I'm actually just gonna play this one thing and we round robin.
So I was just writing this morning and thinking about Mother's Day, like being in your 30s and not having kids is just, I don't know, it's very strange. Because it's like, I don't know, like you don't know what your life path is going to be when you're younger, and you think you're going to have this different life, and then you get older and you're living a different life, and you're grateful for that life, and you're happy for that life, and you know that God doesn't make any mistakes, and your time is coming. But it's just a little strange on Mother's Day when you're getting older and you have to like celebrate everybody and the people around you. And I'm not like upset about it or jealous or anything. It's just like more of a sadness for me. I can't explain it. I'm not like super sad, but it's definitely like, I guess the older you get, the more you start to notice that that might not be something that you get, or that might not be something that you have. And I don't know. I don't really like to speak on it, because I feel like when you do, people, they just feel sorry for you. They feel pity for you and like, oh, she wants kids. And it's like, no, it's not like that. It's just a realization of, you know, just kind of grieving a life that you thought you was going to have, or an option that I really can't even put into words. That's the crazy part. But I don't know. So today I'm feeling like a little sadness, but not too much.
That's spot on. All right, I see y'all coming in. Lord of Brooklyn, what up, D? What up, outspoken introvert? He said, did Joe Budden say anything? Yeah, wasn't he friends with Shorty? I don't know. We'll see. Yo, what up, Detroit? I see you in the building, man. All right, bet y'all. All right, I see y'all shuffling in here. All right, so why don't you take it at the top? This shit is slowly starting to come full circle. I mean, it is the season of the reach back too, but this one in her 30s, no kids, Mother's Day, and realizing she ain't got no kids, may not have any kids, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What's that all about?
Seems like a wasted generation of people who lied to him, you know, and gave him little bullshit ideas like living single. They can fuck, suck, and drink all while they in the city, and live with their girlfriends in a little bullshit Matchbox studio, travel the world, suck brass dick, and it's looking like by the time that phone gets dry or whatever the case may be. And we all got a fresh new batch of, feminist graduates that we can pound on. Hey, y'all keep it protected. Y'all obviously don't want no baby moms and stuff like that. Seems like this is where they at. And, pretty soon these same women will be the same ones complaining about the fact that we are fucking on all these people who are mid-20s on up. You know what I mean? So, hey, it's looking like it's getting, pretty scarce out here. You know what I mean? And they're being subjected to the environment raw and uncut. No more DEI, no more government benefits, no nothing. So it is what it is, So yeah, just like my boy from Memphis, you know what I mean? They got no milk, you know what I mean? No DEI, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
They only eating canned good. You feel me? All right, man. I'll land my plane there.
Yo, what up, Carrington? Detroit said Trump needs to slash that bullshit holiday. How about that? Yo, Tito, that's all you.
Yeah, man. I've said for many, many years that when they want the black women to do something, all they have to do is make it a trend among like lower mid-tier and lower tier white women, lower mid-tier and lower tier young white women. And when they do that, then black women will impersonate it. But the rub is that it will flame out quickly with white women, but then black women will adopt it and keep it forever. We've seen the same with leggings for pants. We've seen the same thing with Skrillex cuts. We've seen the same thing with Victoria's Secret pink. And so what you're seeing now with these millennial women, these younger millennial women, older Gen Zs maybe, is them using Sex and the City. Sex and the City was targeted to destroy black women. It wasn't it went over a lot of people's head. I remember when it was out, and my ex at the time, I was like, don't disrespect me by watching this show on my presence. And she wanted to know why. And then when I explained it to her, she didn't even want to watch the show no more. You know what I'm saying? But that was a psyop. Sex and this is the ramifications that you're looking at right now, years later, of the Sex and the City psyop. Right? Living single, that was one thing, right? But that didn't do the trick. When they really want, if you really want a black bitch to do something, you got to have lower tier white women do it first. I've seen this pattern in American society over and over and over and over again. Trust me. Now land my plane now.
All right, spot on. All right, well, we getting after it. Go ahead, Mister. That's you.
Well. Ain't it funny when the so-called manosphere got the gun? Then we try to tell these same women for a whole entire decade not to listen to these so-called sisters, they aunties, they single-ass friends, and they abysmal aunties. And then we try to tell them, like, look, when you get over a certain age, it's going to be harder not only to attract a mate, but it's also going to be harder for you to make a little crumb crusher in the process. Well, we know that y'all was supposed to go ahead and get married and have kids, but y'all ain't gonna do that. So y'all waited too long, and now y'all start seeing other races of women, mainly Becky. They main competition Becky. They see Becky with the strollers. They see Becky getting the Lululemons. So shout out to UT though. They took Lululemon. See her jogging with her little stroller in the park, and wishing that was her lifestyle. But now she's 30 plus, overweight, bad debt, bad credit, all that in between. No, only thing she can do is keep a rotation, but none of the dudes gonna take it serious. And if she decides to get one little Hail Mary, one little baby, it's gonna be by an 8-ish dude, or she gotta go to the baby powder bank. And which you know that she can't get child support, said baby powder bank, so she ain't going there. I'm just waiting for the next 2 to 5 years, or matter of fact, yeah. What's that? When they say 2030, but all these women gonna be single and childless, it's gonna be all. We're going to remix on Mother's Day. It can't be Mother's Day no more because they can get that many mothers. I'm just saying, we want to find a new holiday. Want to find a new holiday for all these barren baddies out here. They call themselves, and you just want to be what it is. And don't accept the reach back. That's the only thing I'm saying. I'm in my plan.
All right, no news. That's you. Let's wrap us out this segment.
All right, man. There's a lot going on here. What's happened is the matriarchs are slowly dying off, and the veil has been lifted. I don't know if y'all watch anime or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the veil is like, this force field that kind of shields everybody from what they can see on the outside world, right? So as the matriarchs are dying off, the truth is coming out. It's permeating through the entire space. We've told these folks what's been going on the entire time. They didn't want to believe us. But now that all these folks are disappearing, there's no guidance for them. And the men have been right the entire time. And now I can only speak for my own family and stuff like that. It's like once the matriarchs and the patriarchs went first, and nobody wanted to talk about them. But once the matriarchs were gone, that's it. They're out on their own. And now they're looking to the rest of us to kind of fix everything. And I'm like, I have no parts in this at all. And I'll land my plane there.
No, that's spot on. I want to, because I think we did a single Mother's Day. I think we did a happy single Mother's Day, John. I think we did a happy single Mother's Day, John, last year. So, like I said, this Mother's Day snuck up on me this year. But like I said, when I started looking at the content, but you call everybody looking. You got a lot of chicks crying on social media. I'm here for it. I hope next year is fucking worse. No bullshit.
Tomorrow's deadbeat baby mama day tomorrow, so we can go ahead and do it for random shits.
All right, cool. Let's do this. I wanted to do this. Shout out to Drewski's got like a big following with the comedy, and I know a lot of people was taking him as like a streamer and a prankster and everything because he played all those avenues very well. But once he started doing like the full body costumes for the content, we did the he did the redneck hick white man. White people was mad about that because that shit was accurate like a motherfucker. And he was actually with the redneck white people. They loved that nigga, which was crazy. The Erica Kirk shit was hilarious because that shit was spot on. But he recently did he basically touched on the whole tether thing with the British actors and the British African actors playing all of the Black American, and not really so much the black roles, but more so historical figures. And what you call? I thought, well, I'm gonna play the joint because it's funny as shit. He goes through a bunch of them, so I'm gonna play that. But I didn't know that he did some follow up content. I guess with that there was an interview because there's a bunch of backlash, and he actually, I mean, he sound very well informed. I'm gonna tell you. When I watched it, it's just a little snippet of an interview. But he was like, "Yeah, I've been noticing that forever. They kept, casting all these foreigners in black roles," and he was like, "That shit used to really bother me." So that's why I'm glad. That's why I did the skit. Now that I got a little notoriety, so I'm gonna play that one too. But I'm gonna play a piece of the parody that's got everybody all upset. The Brits are pissed. Do you see? Or if you watch on social media, the Brits are pissed, and a lot of the tethers. So a lot of things are coming. We're approaching like a perfect storm of thinking points and ideology with what's going on with American black men. It's I don't know, it's a thing to behold. So this on Twitter. Let me turn this up.
I struggle a bit with the dialect, right? But to really get into character for this.
Oh, let me run it back.
Right?
You promise you go with me now.
Bro, stop talking like that. You ain't going to no big city.
You promise you go with me now.
Bro, stop talking like that. You ain't going to no big city. Master ain't gonna lecture.
I'm going with or without you.
Rudy, stop talking like that. Stop. Hey, what are you niggers doing over there? Get out of here. Hey, what are you doing?
And cuts. Fantastic. I need more American slave. Okay.
I struggle.
So, yeah, the struggle.
Struggle. Like the dialogue, like the back and forth banner.
Absolutely. Yes.
See, this role was sort of a bit cheeky. I got a little bit out of my comfort zone, During the filming of this role and this character, I felt oppressed, like an American slave, like a lot of struggle. I studied the art.
A fantastic turnout on the red carpet tonight. I'm just arriving. We had Samson Dubois at the American Guild Awards.
Samson, you look great tonight.
How hard was it for you to change your accent?
As a little boy from Manchester, I think, I struggle a bit with the dialect, right? But to really get into character for this quite astonishing role that I took on, to say the least, I put it all on the line.
All right, 3, 2, 1, action.
I'm telling you, nigga, if you fuck with my shit, I'll kill you, nigga. You'll be fucked up. Fuck.
Nigga, family.
Nigga, ain't no fucking family in this shit. We not family, nigga. Fuck family.
Hey, cut, that's the one.
That was stunning. Great performance. Working with a good London boy, and I bother him all the time. I had a call with that director. It was quite quintessential to the role and great character development behind it. I put this fucking bullet in your head, nigga. I laugh because I'm penniless and a bit quite surreal.
Samson Dubois. Samson, yo, who's the girl?
What's your next movie? What's your next movie?
Yo, do you think your British accent gets you all the black roles in America?
Come on, bro. Are you serious, bro?
Do you think you're better than them?
Better than who, bro? Black people.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yo, hold on. So wait. So I'm gonna pivot to the actual interview. Let me just share this tab instead. Bang.
Hating on nobody individually, but at some point it stopped feeling like greed acting. It started. Y'all gave a British dude a slave role, taught him a Southern accent for 2 weeks. Y'all gave a British dude a slave role, taught him a Southern accent for 2 weeks, then had him accepting awards like he marched with Dr. King himself. That's why I made the skit. And this wasn't just me trying to be funny. I've been seeing this weird Hollywood shit for years. Every time they need a black American story, somehow a British actor pop out talking bout cheeky and brilliant before yelling in a Memphis accent on camera. And the crazy part, folks in Hollywood act like anybody questioning it just jealous or starting division. People just tired of watching their own stories get outsourced. Now, don't get me wrong. Them dudes talented, I ain't hating on nobody individually. But at some point, it stopped feeling like greed acting and start feeling like y'all replacing real lived experience with a good dialect coach. That's my issue. Some of these stories come from our grandparents, our neighborhoods, our history, slavery, poverty, police harassment. Growing up black in America, that ain't just a role people study for 3 weeks. Then go collect an Oscar off of. Meanwhile, black American actors getting pushed further and further out the room. Half these studios don't even care who really lived this shit, as long as the accents sound expensive and everybody calling it diversity. Nah, Hollywood just like the accent better.
Bang. That's right on time with all the FBA talk that we had. Like I said, it's starting to be a perfect storm of like ideologies coming from all different sectors bubbling up into one thing. And like when nobody's comparing notes, it's more like a zeitgeist thing. So we talked about this. What say you?
Mic check, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I've said this. You change the environment, everybody else will follow. We stayed consistent, and I said that, people tried to write us off as, fringe and on the peripheries of anything. But, the greatest currency that we've had consistently has been logic and critical analysis. You just can't beat it. And that shit spread like wildfire, because when people do their research, the stuff lines up. And I think that that's something that we've done well here compared to, other black movements where they've been kind of personality based, and, very, very eccentric. You know what I mean? So this is why, some of the old Black Renaissance figures, a lot of that stuff is, questioned now, whether or not, they are grifters or, people who are just, involved with make believe and just, inferiority complexes. Right now, I think with this new Black Renaissance, be it the Black Manosphere or, the FBA movement or whatnot, like when we're sitting up here and we're articulating facts, logic, data, historical archives, and that sort of thing, it just can't be beat. So what was, people, talking in the wild reaches of the internet onto, us, pressing the line, body after body, Democratic operative after Democratic operative onto all these other figures. When you kind of look at things, and we went from a think tank to an actionable force. You know what I mean? And I can remember saying two things when I spoke with Machismo back in, was it 2023? One of our first major casualties was Claudine Gay. Would you agree or disagree?
Yes, spot on.
I'm talking about the recent one. I'm not talking about the first, the first one. I mean, one could argue the lady from Georgia, governor from Georgia, obviously the first run with, bathtub collard greens Indian girl. But the whole point is, when we drove it political, and we knew that this was a sacred cow, and that we changed the sort of environment because we figured that politics would change the environment, and we made the adjustment like, oh, this hurts. People are scrambling. Now we're the rabbit who got the gun. You know what I mean? Of course, you're going to start seeing people kind of seep in from a mainstream kind of level. Now you have people who drew hints at it, right? With your boy with the passport bro necklace, even people making songs about the passport bros, onto, people making songs like Solani. This was eventually going to boil over. So I think that he's going to be the first of many, who actually, is going to drive home this FBA thing. So I think we got these folks where we want them. And I'll land my plane there.
All right, spot on. And he's one of the, one of the Gen Zs, and especially with the streaming content, I'm starting to see these streamers get red pilled in real life. So what's happening?
Now here's the only caveat. Here's my only reservation with him. We got to be mindful of him too. and we had to make the adjustments here too. Not to cut you off. My bad, Machismo. He is other Tyler Perry ilk. We have to be careful and mindful of people who could be using our talking points and trying to co-opt and dilute later. So if people are consistent with it, fine, cool, no problem. But watch the pivot. Watch the pivot, because the minute they pivot, put a foot in their ass and get them up out of the paint. You know what I mean? We got to maintain that hard boundary. Sorry, I had to add that caveat.
No news. Was that you saying give me a piece first? You want to go next? Was that you in the comments? No news. You gotta unmute yourself. No news. All right, Tito, you want to take it? All of y'all muted.
Yeah. I had to look at the thing real quick. What I wanted to do was come in because I made this point on a live stream. I took it down. I made a mistake and forgot to end the stream. But anyway, when it comes to these overseas actors, British, wherever the hell they come from, I equated this to blackface back in the day. They didn't want to hire Black Americans here to do any of the acting, so they put on blackface. So since they got called out on blackface in the past 20 years, what they started doing was hiring all these foreign actors, British, from the UK, from the continent, to cosplay as us and try to pretend to be us. And that's my issue with a lot of this stuff. I didn't watch old buddy from from all these other these different shows and stuff like that, because I knew where he came from. I'm not going to give these people my viewership or put money in anything if they're not from this FBA. I'm not going to do it at all. Like Franklin Saint or whatever. I see clips here and there. I didn't watch the whole show. I didn't watch any episode at all, because this dude, you could have found somebody here that could have done the same thing. Now, when it came to like Black Panther, that made sense to me, because Wakanda was supposedly on the continent, so I didn't have an issue for that. But everybody else, Lupita and all these other bullshit individuals that are doing different movies over here, trying to cosplay as actual slaves, I don't agree with that at all. And I will downvote anything I see. I'll write a review on it. I don't care. And I'll land my plane there.
All right, spot on, Tito. That's you. There you go.
Yeah, what you're seeing is a concerted effort to slowly run so-called Black people to extinction, right? So-called Black people are being denied of employment in every facet of life possible, right? What you see with these Black actors, that they make the excuse of oh, well, they work harder, or some people say that they come for cheaper. I don't really think so. No, what this is, like I said, it's a concerted effort this is a slow moving extinction of so-called Black people, because if you can't work, you can't eat. If you can't eat, you can't survive, right? This is no different from what they did with Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball they grudgingly let Black Americans in 47, and when in 94, when that new collective bargaining agreement came in, and the players demanded a bigger revenue share of the league, and they knew that these salaries were about to explode and they were about to be the highest paid athletes in sport, that's when, like, overnight, Major League Baseball withdrew funding from Black areas, majority Black areas. You know why? Because they didn't want so-called Black men to be making that type of money. They'd rather give it to a Dominican nigga. and they rather give it to a Dominican nigga and he bring his people over here and multiply his number. And it's the same thing with these actors. It's the same fucking thing. They are slowly freezing so-called black people out of all employment of all types, and it's even beginning in the NFL. You just saw Philadelphia.
That Nigerian bull?
Yeah, draft that nigga from Nigeria.
Yeah, that's
just based off of how his body look. You know what I'm saying? They could have easily signed him as a free agent. They could have signed him as a free agent, no problem. But they make sure that they drafted him to serve as an inspiration to the rest of them monkey niggas back there, so they can they go try to replace black Americans there too. They are trying to slowly phase us out of employment of all fucking types all across the board, because it's not worth the political capital and it's not a good visual, to send, to do another move bombing or to do the type of Night Rider attacks they was doing in the South. So they doing this shit, a slow moving pogrom is what this is. And I'll let my plane there.
Spot on. All right, Miss O, let's shoot round. Get us up out of here with this segment.
All right, so check this out. These so-called actors from across the pond. I told you I've been in the arts, saying, whether it been trying to be in the music game, saying failed rapper. I admit I'm a failed rapper. In the acting game, background extra. I had one little minor role in a independent film long time ago. Don't even want to bring it up. Seeing all these people cut me out, something I used to want to go ahead and do for the rest of my life. I started seeing dancing Idris. First, it was Idris Elba. When I found out that Idris Elba was from across the pond while playing in the wild, I knew things was in trouble. Then, Chiwetel Ejiofor, the British actor that played Solomon Thorpe in 12 Years a Slave. Now, they won't go ahead and convince me that he gave a very dramatic and professional performance, despite the fact none of his people, he won't even have a frame of reference of what a house slave in the antebellum South in the 1800s, mid 1800s would be able to do this thing called picking cotton, being whipped, being very much harassed, and had to go through the endurance of my ancestors. But he get nominated for an Oscar, but it was a flat performance. Then you had the nerve to go ahead and put Lapuita as the other so-called black slave in that time period. I mean, once I started seeing that, I was like, you know what? We gotta really gatekeep our art. And now they starting to see it. Like, a lot of people ain't showing up for these people films, you know what I'm saying? Like that in Vero, that ugly little chick with the long nails. She trying to play Harriet Tubman. Come on now. Like, really? Really? And they be trying to go ahead and tell us that we need to accept them because they part of the diaspora. Then they'll tell you like, oh, well, the main reason in which I learned from myself in the industry, they finally told me, they broke the fourth wall. They told me the main reason they get these black actors from across the pond or from the Caribbean that look like us and everything because they're cheap. That's it. That's all. They'll take the role that's supposed to be given to us. They'll give it to them for $10,000, $20,000, even $30,000 less. I've seen it. Only thing I can say before I pass the mic, hey, FBA people, we need to gatekeep our culture. They've been trying to go ahead and take hip hop. They basically exit us out of our TV shows or try to remix our TV shows and movies to fit their image about us. And we got to go ahead and put a stop to it. And I'll land my plane there.
But I had myself goddamn muted. I was saying,
Bruh.
Shut up, bitch. Yeah, I wanted to get that Drewski joint out of the way because it's picking up steam, and like I said, I think it's a intersection with regard to the direction the zeitgeist is going. Forgot what everybody's saying, man. These conversations us brothers be having on these platforms, even though They flooding the algorithm with the watered down shit and everything else, man. This shit moved the needle. It may have taken a couple years, but this shit moved the needle. So we gotta keep going with it. We're gonna pivot into this shout out to Tito, this Tennessee gerrymandering debacle with them raided the Capitol, and it's so bad they'd have made memes of it. But let's do some comic relief, because this would normally be on a random shit or a news desk. But when I seen this tonight when I was farming for clips for the show, this pretty much sums up everything going on with the Democratic Party, and AOC being their chief spokesman. It only gets better.
Oh my God, Nancy! You're literally the smartest person alive! I know! It's like honestly a burden. Like my brain, it just like never stops. All I do is think. Oh, tell me more! Tell me about billionaires! Like billionaires are like literally evil. You like cannot like earn $1 billion. It's like impossible. Like the math, it just like doesn't math. So like honestly, I'm just gonna like totally make math illegal because it's like super racist. So math is over? Yeah, I'm like totally gonna cancel math. Like racists who know math, they just like hoard everything and step on people. Meanwhile, the government only takes like 4.5 trillion a year, but that's like totally different because we're like the good guys. Oh yeah, it's totally different. Oh, totally, it's not taking. It's like caring, but like totally aggressively, like whatever. And your journey? Oh my gosh, tell me about your journey. I love you. I love you. I love you. I was like a bartender, and now I'm like on Netflix making like millions telling my story, which is like totally earned, by the way, because I like worked really hard being inspiring to people because I'm like a hero. You deserve $1 billion. Oh my gosh, you go, girl. I love you so much. I mean, like, yeah, like I totally do, but like ethically, I deserve like 20 billion. What's next? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear it. Tell me more. Tell me more. I love you. I love you. I'm gonna like totally save the planet, and I'm like gonna make everything free. I'm like totally gonna make planes illegal, cars illegal, and I'm like totally gonna make cow farts illegal. I mean, America only has like 8 more years left. I have to do something. I totally agree. Oh my gosh, you're like the best. You're my hero. Oh my gosh, I just want to eat your underwear. Right? And if like you like totally disagree with me, it just like totally means that you don't understand economics like I do because I'm like super smart. You're a genius. I just want to live inside your underwear drawer. I want to smell you. I know, but I'm just like a regular girl with like perfect ideas who is like fixing everything from like inside the system while also like fighting it. But I should like totally be a brain surgeon or like whatever.
Yo. The meme warfare is off the charts, and this shit is it's funny, but this shit is starting to stick. And you know what's bad? When like off the chart ridiculous comedy, like memes and stuff like this, when it stops being memes, when it's like, yeah, it's funny, but that's actually how they actually fucking sound. So that's the comedy break. Hold on. So let's switch over to the that's the preamble to the Democratic madness. So I'm gonna do it backwards. I'm gonna do some of the I'm gonna do one clip of the reaction to it, and then we'll cover the actual event. And Tila, you can take that at the top. Let's roll this over. Where we at, Playboy?
Look at that bitch Obama helmet.
Oh yeah, straight up. StreamYard just be doing what the hell it want to do, huh? Like you don't even care, huh? Here we go. Perfect. All right, so let's do this one. Turn up my volume.
Well, because people look at us and they think, oh, that must be how all black men must act now, and nothing.
All right, so this is.
Bro, I've seen all these clips. Fake ass Don Cornelius.
Can someone please tell Justin Pearson to stop making a fool of himself? Now, I'm fully aware individuals are going to not like what I have to say, and they're going to sit there and say, oh, I'm the one who's tap dancing, right? Well, he's literally tap dancing for the left. He does not act like this normally. This is not how he used to be. If you look back to not even 10 years ago, he was acting far differently than he is today. And of course, you're seeing the pictures come out now. He's standing up to someone who's keeping him from being in this meeting where they're talking about redistricting in Tennessee. Okay. Fun fact, spoiler alert, he was not supposed to be in there anyway. That was a Senate meeting. He is not in the Senate, so why was he trying to be in there in the first place? This guy is a couple screws loose, right? But this is a modern example of what leftists expect black men, particularly, to act like. Overly emotional, completely bereft of any sort of critical thinking skills whatsoever, and performative to such a degree, honestly, it's very embarrassing. Not just to him, but to others of us out here as well, because people look at us and they think, oh, that must be how all black men must act now. And nothing can be further from the truth. So if anyone out there can do this, please tell Justin Pearson to stop making a fool of himself and many other individuals by association.
All right, so that footage of him in the church, that's after they lost the redistricting fight. So I guess that's him trying to rally in the church. They've made a meme out of him dancing around like that and his feet are on fire. So at this point, the entire Democratic Party is a running yo, what up, Wolf? Is a running joke. Like their party's turning into an actual meme. So so let's pull up the actual redistricting fight. We know the outcome. And this is what we be talking about, the effectiveness of in terms of political organization, and really what black men have managed to do online without any type of marching or any of this, because these are the old Negro tactics, and they're ineffectual. They get nothing done. They're all performative. It's symbolic, and it's not policy based or anything. So we're gonna do a piece of this montage. But basically, after they lost the redistricting fight, they stormed the Capitol, and they had quiches jumping up on the desk and everything, completely uncouth, and not the way you want to see your representatives who you have tasked with representing your interests. That's not how you want to see them lobbying for you, and then you'd be surprised why you don't get anything done. But like I said, this is the death knell and the nail in the coffin for these old Negro tactics.
Of elections to hoard power. I'm asking you to do the right thing and vote this down.
You can notice immediately she's a big back Keisha.
We know y'all don't want to do this. I've heard from a lot of folks who've been talking to their communities and they don't want to do this. I'm seeing folks post surveys on Facebook. Y'all don't want to do this. And so stop sticking with Republican leadership and vote no.
Okay, so the Senate and the House here in Tennessee have passed the legislation that would redraw and redistrict the congressional maps here in Tennessee. I mean, we have protesters that are still here right now. I mean, they have been here since Tuesday. They have been here throughout the week.
I want to point out that this guy is they given him the Crockett treatment. They done pulled up all his past content and who he was. He's a very nice young man, just like Jasmine Crockett was. And it is funny that we come from a good family, good background, but when you rise to power in the Democratic Party, you immediately have to become every working stereotype to be propelled and promoted into the upper mobility in the Democratic Party. They'll pay you well and pay you handsomely, but they're doing him just like Jasmine Crockett. Internet detective has went to work and they found out that he is a very nice young man. He's a very nice young man. But smile for the cameras.
What is wrong with you? You stupid mother.
Boy. So all right, we're gonna jump through here we go.
I gotta clip that, man. I gotta take that, man.
Hold on. Let's go past George's
stuff
comment.
that white people can't get away with, right? Like, think about they can pretty much
protest there.
That's right. But ultimately, Republicans had the support they needed to do this, and they have that critical trifecta in the state of Tennessee. They control the state house, they control the state senate, they control the governor's mansion, and for that reason, they can pretty much do what they want here. There have been those protests. I'm glad you mentioned them. Our partners at Scripps News Nashville have been all over some of those protests in recent days, but the reality was here, they could redraw Tennessee's 9th congressional district because they simply had the support to do so. That district currently represented by Congressman Steve Cohen, a longtime Democrat, someone who's become relatively prominent on Capitol Hill. He's known in part for the vintage automobile that he drives around with a campaign poster. I've driven home next to him before. But the Tennessee State House choosing to take this step in the wake of that Supreme Court decision, which effectively gave these states broad berth to do so, more or less saying that they wouldn't enforce certain parts of the Voting Rights Act, which would, previously have limited their ability to slice up these majority-minority districts. For that reason, Republican state legislatures across the country have been trying to take this opportunity to carve out more Republican-leaning districts, especially in red states where there is the critical trifecta, the state house, state assembly, in some cases, the state senate, and the governor's mansion, all controlled by Republicans. The goal here, again, to try and give Republicans a bit of a leg up in the midterm elections. Democrats have been trying to fight fire with fire. We saw, of course, the redistricting in Virginia, that 10-to-1 map. Just yesterday, the offices of the Virginia Senate President Pro Tem being raided by the feds, leading to a lot of speculation, with not much evidence about political retribution there. Again, no indication that this redistricting, despite how close we are to the elections, by the way, less than 6 months away, is going away anytime soon. It's already upending elections. Louisiana, for example, they pressed pause on their party primaries to give the lawmakers in Baton Rouge more time to redraw the lines.
And Steve Cohen, by the way, describing himself as a white guy who represents Memphis, Tennessee. But we also talked about that domino effect as because of the Supreme Court decision. Tell me what happens next.
Well, other states are going to be looking into this as well. And, we reported about some of them earlier this week, Mississippi, Louisiana. There's a whole lot of other states. There's also Florida, which has taken some recent moves to draw up some other districts. That kind of was put into motion a bit before the Supreme Court came down with that ruling. But again, there's a real desire here, Del, among Republican governors to try and benefit Republicans as much as possible in the midterm elections. Democrats, it's worth noting, have tried to do this as well in as many states as possible. It almost seems like a bit of a, and pardon my colloquialism here, a race to the bottom in terms of how many state legislatures can carve up as many districts as possible, even in the state of New York. Again, heavily Democratic state, at least on the statewide level. There was Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader, sending a delegation from D.C. to try and meet with the state Senate President Pro Tem and state officials there, including Governor Kathy Hochul, to see if Democrats could redraw the lines to favor themselves in that state, something they've tried before, by the way, which has been blocked in the courts. Obviously, a lot of questions about whether the courts intervene this time, but clearly a lot of Republicans in state legislatures and Republican governors kind of taking what the Supreme Court said last week as a more of a green light than a yellow light in terms of what they could do to carve up these districts.
Final question.
Yeah. So
all right, perfect. Tito, that's all you. You gotta unmute yourself, Playboy. I think you might be frozen. No, there you go.
Man.
I tried to give you enough of a context window, so you.
No. I'm just listening to this shit, man. Sometimes I damn near went downstairs to get an ice pack for my ears, man. I'm dead. I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass. First of all, the reason that bullshit propaganda like this is even sustainable by leftists in the media is because of our deeply subpar educational system. So now, even though the left is famous for gerrymandering, first of all, in the Democratic states, there's no room to gerrymander shit any further. There's no way that they can add seats. They can't. They will have to, for them to add seats, they will have to like clone people or some shit. You know what I'm saying? They will have to clone people and then like put them in shanty towns in every vacant lot in the state and then make new districts out of that. It's no way that the states that was blue already can clone can gerrymander any further. So it's so many lies out here when it comes to this shit. The first thing for all of y'all listening, for anybody that's gonna listen to the replay, do not fall for that bullshit ass leftist talking point that, oh, Texas started it. Texas didn't start shit. Okay. Texas was following the normal time schedule for congressional reapportionment, right? Following the 2020 census, even though it came in a little bit late because of COVID, Texas was ready to redistrict in 2022. And the Biden DOJ sued to stop them. They sued to stop a process that has been going on for easily over 100 years. A perfectly normal political process. The Biden DOJ sued to stop Texas from redistricting. You know why? Because all of those younger people, you know, people turn 18, people have birthdays, and I think they had like 3 million or so, or 4 million people in Texas about to turn 18. So you know what that means. Every 1.2 million, 1.4 million people or so, that's 2 congressional seats, because you need 700, a minimum of 700,000 for a district. So they were afraid that, all of this bullshit is over the fear of Texas adding 2 or 3 seats. And so that's when they started to circulate the lie when Texas, because they got sued under Biden and they had to wait for Trump to get in to finally start their normally scheduled but postponed reapportionment process. Then that's when the left put the bullshit ass lying talking point out there that Texas was doing a power grab. They was just doing the normal fucking scheduled reapportionment. We supposed to have a census every 10 years and an attenuating congressional reapportionment 2 years after that. That's all they was doing. So then Virginia comes with this interstate compact with the electoral college bullshit. They come with this bullshit ass effort to redistrict, which, by the way, violated their own constitution. And so a Tazewell County judge, here's the embarrassing part too for Democrats. A Tazewell County judge, when they first even sponsored the measure, had already ruled it unconstitutional, right? And so they said, fuck him, they ignored his ruling, went ahead with it anyway. And so then they appealed it to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court didn't say anything. They let them go ahead and put that shit on the ballot. They let them dump $64 million into that shit. Then they let them put the referendum up, have the vote, and barely squeak by with the vote in a state that went plus 25 for Kamala Harris, I might add. And barely got by. And the very next day, the Virginia Supreme Court said no, it's unconstitutional, ruled against it. So they let them waste the $64 million like a bunch of fucking dumbasses. And so more lies. When they circulated their story, they made it look like no, that ruling was already in the process. Y'all ignored the writing on the wall. They made it look like that all happened at once as a response to them redistricting. No, it had already been ruled unconstitutional before you even tried to do it. Right? And so now the newest brainwashing code word that people are going to use is gerrymandering. Now they decide on using gerrymandering instead of redistricting, which is really what's happening. They using that because it's familiar to us from our textbooks. I know all of y'all heard that term from y'all grammar school textbooks with the little political cartoon back then. With
and it's pejorative.
Yeah, with the congressional district that's shaped like a salamander, and they call it a gerrymander, right? And so the reason that they using that is because it's familiar and because you remember from grammar school as being such a wicked, politically, allegedly wicked term, right? But what this really is in these red states, it's not gerrymandering. If the districts have 700,000 people in there, that's a normal redistricting. It's not a gerrymander. It becomes gerrymandering when you draw unnatural geographic lines in order to concentrate power. This is not gerrymandering, and it's definitely not stacking and cracking, which made the Voting Rights Amendment even necessary. It's definitely not that. And that term comes from North Carolina when they would separate, they would have like a bunch of all white towns in one district, and then they might have one town that had a few black people in there, and so they if it was too many black people in proportion to the white people in that district, then they would draw a line cutting clear through that town to make the black side of that town be in a budding congressional district, which had more of a white concentration than the neighboring congressional district, to make sure that the black people there could never elect a candidate that they choosing. But I mean, in this day and age, that's not necessary. I mean, for fuck's sake, we've had 3 black mayors elected in fucking Utah, suburban Utah, right? We've had a tether elected to the presidency. Obviously, there are some white people who are going to vote for a black person and vice versa. And then the hypocrisy in this is that you're doing all of this. You're having you got people making a fool out of themselves. You got this damn fool doing all this damn play acting with them good. He must be getting some good direct deposits to be acting the fool like that.
No, yeah, you're getting that Soros money, just like Crockett.
To let go of his dignity the way he is. Ain't no way in hell.
He's getting that Soros check, just like Crockett.
Hey, you know what you have to pay me to act like that? I would have to have, nigga, a motherfucker would have to bring gold bars to me in a wheelbarrow for me to act like this. Shit. I'm finna be 50. I'm damn near dead. I'm finna live out my last years as a goddamn fool. I don't think so. You have to pay me handsomely to act like this nigga is acting. But I digress. They doing all of this belly aching, all of this whining, all of this Selma, Alabama theatrics, to all of this to protect a single fucking blue district where it's a white Jew sitting in Congress that's the incumbent running against a black woman that's Republican. Hollywood couldn't write this shit. Hollywood couldn't write this shit. These fucking Democrats are nuts. And then niggas is so gullible. You got niggas out here thinking we can't even vote no more. I actually asked me, can we still vote?
I know that's
I just put my head in my hands like the Star Trek captain. I'm like, yeah, we can still vote, nigga. Fuck you think we had a civil war for? Yeah, we can still vote, nigga. Oh man, what they said on CNN, man, stop watching that shit. Stop watching that, bro. Yeah, we can still vote. Yeah, you can still vote. Ain't nobody gonna give you a literacy test and no shit, even though some of these niggas do need one. Ain't nobody gonna give you a literacy test, bro. But they got niggas believing this. This is like that movie Idiocracy, bro. They got niggas really believing this shit, man. This shit. That's why I couldn't even, after you played that montage of this shit, man. I was just sitting. I was damn near under my desk. Like, oh my god, this is shit that you supposed to learn in grammar school. This is grammar school civics shit.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, that's the power of we know all around us. The social, these talk about are being reinforced everywhere. And like I said, the old nigga industrial, bro, we in this space and we got niggas talking like this. You know what I'm saying?
They doing all of this to protect one seat held by a white man saying that black people ain't gonna have no representation. You can't make this shit up. That's running against a black woman. And then by the way, the Democrats are so fucking full of shit. They support women and everything until it's a female Republican, a black female Republican. They talk all of that support women shit until it's a black female Republican.
All right, spot. Matter of fact,
today we honor a man who not only parties with Jeffrey Epstein and Russian hookers, he also gets STDs from Russian hookers. A man that after getting STDs from Russian hookers, he graciously gives these STDs to his own wife, Melinda, who looks like a man, by the way, kind of like my wife. Anyway, instead of telling his wife, Melinda, that he just gave her STDs he contracted from Russian hookers, he asks his friend Jeffrey Epstein for some antibiotics so he can secretly put them in his wife Melinda's drink without her noticing, all while describing the shape of his own penis to his good friend Jeffrey.
go ahead. So we've been talking about the midterms since Trump actually took office. It's a year and a half ago. We were saying the other day, it's a thing of beauty actually watching people have black people, black men in particular, having conversations about the midterms, because that was a non-existent thing for over the last decade. I can't remember when motherfuckers talk about the midterms to this level of intensity. What say you of this of what's happening in Tennessee? It's looking like one of the last stands of the Democrats, and they've actually lost this redistricting as well. And as we've been crossing our fingers, it's 50-50. We might keep the House or even gain some seats, and the closer we get there, it's looking more like 60-40. What say you, Saul?
To be honest with you, I want them to continue to do dumb shit and crash and burn, because at this point in juncture, we're not even where we was 4 years ago. We're definitely light years ahead from 8 years ago. I mean, there's much too much information online at our fingertips. They continue to, in their own sort of narcissistic, self-reassuring cult, believe that people are stupid. And not only that, these ideologues are just simply, engaging into a intellectual circle jerk. I mean, pardon my, French on this platform, to where they really, really believe they hype. I mean, anybody can see from a mile away the level of fakeness that's involved. On one hand, Democrats give messaging of, anti-Abrahamic messaging, Christian nationalists, this, that, and the other. But at the same time, band together and we shall overcome. And you have obviously these fake reverends left and right. Obviously, we all know who they are. And you got this dude kicking his feet like a excuse my language, a church English cigarette. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, let them continue to fire away. People see that there's no street cred here. People are essentially vying for their jobs and crying about that. And, let them do that. If they're going this hard over their own jobs and they're not even going this hard over people in their own district, especially, with them trying to be hush-hush about those 4 officers who committed police brutality against a brother. You all remember that? It's almost like they swept that under the rug, right? I'm talking about 4 black officers, committing police brutality against a black citizen, that crap,
Are you talking about them cops that tried to kill the bull who was sleeping with the bull's baby mom? They drop squatted him? You talking about that? Okay, yeah.
Exactly. Sergeant Simp. You know what I'm saying?
Sergeant Simp.
Yep. Yeah, Sergeant Simp and them. You know what I mean? So I mean, and all those guys were Omegas. You understand what I'm saying?
How about that?
Exactly. So people are starting to see this whole boule thing and how it works and the machinery and it's out, man. The cat is out of the bag, and you know, like much to what Tito is saying. You know, we're facing a slow, long, and arduous bid for extinction. You know, it's about annihilation, and those who are kowtowing, figure it's already said and done. Let me go on and get my butter biscuits on the way out the door. But the fighting spirit of the freedmen, we ain't down for that shit. And obviously, we're leveraging our cultural power, our influence, and obviously, we got this whole election in the chokehold. So as much as they could continue to try to rally the troops as they did in Minnesota, that shit ain't work. They're trying it now with this. It ain't working now. You know what I mean? Like over and over and over. You know what I mean? They're looking for their moment. Ain't nobody, ain't no martyrs or anything like that. So the Democrats, they're sitting here without a strategy, without a policy or plan. And more bussy type shit, bussified shit. And yeah, so this is where we at. So let them crash and burn, and salute to the Republicans for out strategizing them.
Speaking of fruit mongerish and English cigarettes, I put that a couple clip montage together for the Black Men Are the Cancer thing that we were talking about earlier. So we'll actually play that close to the last segment. So I'm gonna give this to you, No News. Give us your 2 cents, as it were. Actually, let me read the super chat very quickly, and then we'll have Mr. O in the segment, and then we're going to pivot. We're going to take a quick off of politics break, and we're going to talk about Chud the Builder almost getting shot and beat down by some brothers as he rage baits for content. So we got Lightbringer. He says, when the baby boomers completely fade away, it's up to Gen X and millennials to fill the gaps and fix this country and the community demographic. Winter is here. You're actually 100% spot on. And we are in someone else's studio, but I still found the drop. Don't worry, guys.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. And fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. And fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. And fuck all you hoes.
Yeah, shout out to you, Lightbringer. Let's get this. 5. All right, that's all you know, News. What you got for me? You gotta meet yourself. Where's he at? Oh, shit. He done fell off. All right, that's you, Mr. O. Away from the pop back in the studio.
Who are these niggas? We gotta stay clear away from these niggas. Like my boy Tommy Davidson said. You can't make this up. This dude was literally tap dancing, buck dancing with a whole afro. Bro, if we need to go ahead and start making blaxploitation films and everything now in the 2020s, I'll be the first one up. I could be Nigga Lee, you know what I'm saying? I could be the straight Tyler Perry. I could do it, you know what I'm saying? I could direct this stuff, you know what I'm saying? If they really gonna want to perform like that, let's go ahead and put a script to it, give somebody a new additional role and all that. You feel me? The big back Keisha that had to have not one but two sitting chairs to go ahead and deliver her speech. I thought she was gonna run out of breath when she was like, "They try to take away districts. We did what there." I was about to go ahead and pass out for her. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up, bitch.
I was gonna say she gonna need a gurney after giving out 2 more sentences, but she kept on breathing like that. I swear. And then I put in the back chat. These speaking of boomers, speaking of silent generation, these old niggas gotta go. Like Clyburn. Like that nigga Clyburn. That old geezer looking like the old man from that show A-Man. You know, the old man from A-Man with the glasses and everything. That's how Clyburn looked. That's how he been acting real good. First 1 minute he's for redistricting when it's for the Democrats over there in LA. It's cool with that. But when it's time to go ahead and do it for the nationwide for Republicans or even for the state of Texas, this dude want to go ahead and start saying all type of well, Jim Crow this, we fought for this, that. But when he found out it was a black person, a Republican, he want to go ahead double down, buck down and say, man, them the ones that put us in slavery and that, all that. And he older than us. He supposed to be our elder. Shame on him. The woke left stormed the Capitol because the Republicans were redistricting. Is that kind of almost similar to January 6th, but just on the left-hand side? I'll wait. Nobody want to go ahead and talk about that, but they want to go ahead and bring up January 6th. It was all, same. Just because nobody didn't get hurt, it was all good. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want to bring that up. But that was kind of like y'all moving the goalposts on this whole redistricting thing. And kudos to all these things that Trump is doing. He's basically showing y'all what the Democrats really think about y'all, which ain't really much. And I'll land my plane there.
All right, spot on. You know what? 126, we'll just make it. We'll do Chud last. Let's because I got these already loaded up. Let's do Chud last. Black men are the cancer, et cetera, et cetera. We covered that briefly last Sunday. You know, Tito's already done an extensive stream on it. And shout out to everybody in the space that doubled down and took old boy to task. Even St. James and Obsidian over there with the men's table on Wednesday actually brought Whitfield up, who his goofy simp cuck ass, and they made him run the gauntlet. So from down here in the rabbit hole to the far reaches of the purple sphere, our tentacles are every place, pulling things back to the center where they need to be. So we'll see how that plays out. But Saul and I were talking earlier this week, and he was drawing a line because I think Saul was one of the first people that was saying, I don't know, this may even been season 1, season 2. We were talking about as we were starting to gain leverage and leeway in terms of the talking points making their way to the mainstream and all other far corners of the internet. He said that as our influence would start to grow, that they were going to start to send people after us. And some of the people they were going to send after us, aside from the preachers, were going to be the English cigarettes and fruit mongers. So Saul was saying, like, there's have you noticed that trend, especially with this recent one with this, and that's in the wake of, and all this is happening during the midterms, post Meg's breakup and her getting dragged by men in general. So I've got 3, I was going to do one long montage. I'm just going to launch them separate. I've got 3 clips, and I'm going to play them in descending order. So from the and I'm gonna I'll hand it over to Saul at the top. But I'm gonna say, do you notice a pattern?
Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. That's where it starts and that's where it stops.
I'm not listening to that shit. Fuck out of here. You get your shit pushed in recreationally, damn near on the daily. And you want to tell me I'm a cancer?
Yo, shout out to him, because I think that's how most niggas' initial reaction was. It was like, I'm not listening to this shit. You get your shit pushed in on the daily. That thing. So shout out to him. We'll go to the next one.
And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
Mm-hmm. One dad.
No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Right. So
shut up, bitch.
And I'm just saying.
No voting, no loving. No voting, no touching. No voting, no nothing. No voting, no fucking, no voting, no voting. BLK app looking for some action. Swear the homie Scott was heavy. Faces a 9, abs a 10.
Okay, I can't play that whole. I can't play that whole.
Please don't. Please don't.
I can't play that whole shit through. So that's all you. Those are played in descending order. And that speaks to the pattern you were talking about. Yo, what up, Cortez? I see you, Playboy. I seen the email you sent me too. We probably gonna cover it on random shit. And Cortez said, Kosher said, oh, he said the boy got butt cancer. Oh no. So that's all you.
I'll say Sosa, man. Like, they keep trying to. I mean, they don't have any policy, but it seems like that seems to be the only consistent one right there. Is promoting that weird ass shit or some political violence or both at the same time. I think that we probably need to do a better job, at least this sort of march to midterms, is to kind of remind everybody. I mean, I think that we need to put that out there so that people won't forget. I think we did an excellent job back in 2024, but they're trying to co-opt our points and act as though they have some sort of street cred now and come down to the boxing ring and get brolic with us. We really need to not only take that sort of montage, but we need to take the montage of obviously, oh boy, a grown-ass man with an afro doing a chicken feet dance that you normally see church chicks do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to really, really put it together to show that, it's still here and that these people are just simply quiet about it because they know how damaging it is. You know what I mean? So that's my only take. You know what I mean? Excellent montage, excellent montage, but we really, really got to, drive the point home because, the internet, and although, people have all this information at their fingertips, the attention span, what is it? If 15 minutes of fame for TV, I'm sure it's only about 5 minutes for, for the internet, bro, if that. So I'll land my plane there.
Whoa. And hold on.
Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. That's where it starts and that's where it stops.
I'm not listening to that shit. Fuck out of here. You get your shit pushed in recreationally, damn near on the daily. And you want to tell me I'm a cancer?
When I found that joint, I'm trying to tell you that little, what is that, 21 seconds? I think that is the exact reaction to every straight black man when he heard it. The nigga said, "What? You get your shit have pushed it, damn near recreationally. You tell me I'm a cancer?" I think that was a nigga's exact reaction. Mr. O, that's yours. And then you pass it to Tito.
Oh my goodness, the Sosa, like Saul says, Sosa. This is what you get for you gotta stay out straight man's affairs. Like for real though. That whole no voting, no fucking just gave me PTSD. I mean I just remember all that like really y'all sent this damn, I forgot I'm on air. I'm on YouTube. This British cigarette. I was about to say the other one, but British cigarette. You gonna tell him to convince the women that we supposed to be with not to mess with us. So
yeah, British cigarette to work. British cigarette to work. I like that.
Yes. Then we us straight black men, the dudes that's supposed to protect and provide and be the so-called what's the word I'm looking for? Not mentors, role models, as I said, community. We the problem. We the white man of community, like the Grill article. We all these bad things like the so-called black misogynoir and all these other hit pieces and all these authors have been trying to say about us in the last 130, 140, damn it, 200 some years, man. Look. Black man, y'all gotta go ahead and make the stand. Y'all gotta go ahead and stand for yourself. You already know that these people on the left, they are Marxist communists. You just can't you get past commie titties on AOC. We know we see those too, but they are communists. You know what I'm saying? They are bad people on, you know, and I ain't trying to hear like it's bad people on both sides. No, it's them right there on the left, them the damn devils right here. This dude and dudes like him, if you a straight black man, you cannot be a part of the so-called Democratic Party and keep a clear conscience. You can't. And if you do, that says a whole lot about you and who you represent, who you be with. And I land my plane there. This shit, boy, I swear to God.
Well played, sir. We're gonna pass that off to Tito real quick. From Quiet Storm, and you spot on. He says, this all but confirms that the whole presidency was nothing but a damned agenda. He didn't want to represent or support straight black men at all. F all you hoes.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. And fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. And fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. And fuck all you hoes.
Today, we honor a man who not only parties with Jeffrey Epstein and Russian hookers, he also gets STDs from Russian hookers. A man that after getting STDs from Russian hookers, he graciously gives these STDs to his own wife, Melinda, who looks like a man, by the way, kind of like my wife. Anyway,
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
Tito, that's all you.
Oh man. Yeah, man. This is yet another part. You know what? I hate to go full doom pill, but I was having a conversation earlier and I was talking about how so-called black people are very much close to extinction level because of and what does us in ultimately is going to be social media, because every day we are inundated by mate denial psyops, right? And this whole gay agenda serves two different services in this psyop. Number one, it turns the people who directly buy into the agenda into biological dead ends. That's the most readily obvious one. But number two, these people enjoy a protected status in which they become, you know, some type of folk hero just for their sexual orientation, which is bizarre in itself. And then that just adds to another group within the nigga community that has to be honored and has to be listened to ahead of straight black men, right? And since these people become influential, well then there's one more group that's, you know, railing against straight black men for anything and everything, real or imagined. So the irony of this is that these dudes are black men. You know what I'm saying? They are black men. But yeah, the only way I could see us sustaining ourselves, because if I'm not mistaken, I think we are like a -11 birth rate, which means 12 black people die for every one baby that's born. The passport bro shit would just have to fucking explode. Niggas would have to just be overseas nutting and everything and then trying to get them back here. That would be the only way. That would be the only way. Or everybody just, you know, don't even concern themselves with looks no more, none of that shit. Just get whatever non-black woman you can get and impregnate them urgently. That would be the only way. And to do this for the next 15 to 20 years would be the only way that we can even slightly begin to dig ourselves out from the impending extinction in like 2050, 2060. I'll land my plane there.
All right, well played. Hold on, I wanted to read. Somebody had something in the comments. Lightbringer said, yeah. He said Gen X outnumbers the baby boomers at 65 to 70 million, while it's 64 to 65 million baby boomers, and they're dying. And in the U.S. believe Gen X will still have a lot of potential in terms of being able to change this country. Here's the thing with the Gen Xers, and we say this all the time: the Xers, the ones that are closer to the boomers, are basically boomers. So like everybody born 1974 and you know, into the 80s, those were the cooler ones. And then with the millennials, Mr. O's one of them. All the millennials that were born closer to the Xers are cool, but the millennials that are born closer to the Z's are goofies. And I got no idea how the Z men are going to turn out. It's like 50-50. But I mean, it's unfortunate. Like as thorough as some of them, a lot of them are low T, bro. Like the low T shit is a real thing. Like the low T shit is really a real thing. You know, most of us have less testosterone than our grandfathers and great grandfathers. So I know the Z's are trash. You know, on the testosterone tip. You know what I mean? And that's a big determining factor for like a lot of shit. You know, the numbers are just starting to come in. All right, guys, we're at the 143. We're just going to make it because I want to do whatchamacallit. I want to do, all right, this one's 2 minutes and that one's a minute. Bet. I want to do this Chud the Builder getting shot at and jumped in Tennessee. He's been getting ran down on in a couple places. So it's a Caucasian dude doing like racial rage bait because it does make money. Yeah, raw honey is real good. Yeah. He said I'm literally looking at the G's of this. All right, so let's do this one. I'm gonna do two of these Bob the Builders, and Tito, you take it at the top because you wanted to talk about this. Whatchamacallit. So let's do this one. Let's do Fear the Buck. Let's do that one first.
I swear to God. I swear to God.
You're not swearing to the God I serve.
Bitch.
Look at this nigger chipping out.
I swear to God, back it.
Look at him tipping. He's still tipping out.
I thought so.
You about to shoot me?
I thought so. Walk up again.
You got a gun?
Walk up again. Walk up again.
Leave me alone,
Walk
nigga.
up again. Pussy. You pussy.
Blow your fucking brains out right here, buddy.
Keep
threatening me. Keep threatening me.
Pussy. Shut up. Bitch ass motherfucker. Walk up. I thought so. I thought so.
Nigger. Yeah, that's what I thought. Pull back around here again. I don't know if he's about to drive by me. He said he's got a gun. I'm about to fucking up the shit. Keep threatening bodily harm on me, nigger. Chimp out.
Man. He was all hot. Now he's snitching.
Yeah. Nigga driving by saying you're gonna shoot me and shit. Buddy, please.
And it's on stream.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yo.
What? So hold on. Share this tab instead. Hold on, my bad. Is that better?
Law-abiding citizen. I've broken no laws. And so I don't appreciate that being an excuse. Well, I'm on you guys' side. I'm on the side of the law and order. I'm trying to restore law and order. These people think there's a secondary law and order amongst themselves. I don't agree with that. And I'm standing.
Okay, don't worry about
Come
that.
on, do something. Especially when your officer comes up to me and says, hey, I've seen your content, but don't you think you kind of would expect this? No, I don't expect people to break the law. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I've broken no laws. And so I don't appreciate that being an excuse. Well, I'm on you guys' side. I'm on the side of the law and order. I'm trying to restore law and order. These people think there's a secondary law and order amongst themselves. I don't agree with that. And I'm standing by myself on this principle in front of the whole country and world.
You're watching Off Topic Show Shorts.
You're watching Off Topic Show Shorts.
Controversial online celebrity Chud the Builder had to call the police the other day when he was confronted at a gas station in Tennessee.
Come on outside. My truck's over there. What do you want to holler about?
Caught him reporting somebody in person.
I got him on tape. He's wearing great things.
What he does is start shit, but then he'll pull a gun out on you as soon as you do something.
You got me.
But I'm licensed to carry too. We both licensed to carry. I finally ran into him. He got his, I got mine. But he on the phone with the police. He just obviously started with somebody.
If what you're doing is going around using racial slurs and profanity, that's a little different.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Are you gonna argue that in court? Because I walked into the gas station and walked out. Okay. And as I'm walking to my truck, I turn around. He's got something behind his back that looks like a gun. It's a drill.
Well, they're saying that.
So I don't give a fuck what they're saying. It's all recorded and it's live streamed.
I know. I got you. And I'm just telling you.
And I have every right to say whatever I want on the internet without being chimped out on in public. Okay. All right.
You got your ID?
Hey, what was your name and badge number?
714001162, sir.
Oh, man. I mean, the latest I heard, Chud the Builder may be boxing on one of those Aiden Ross boxing matches coming up. But as I found out with talking to Chud, there is a high number of people that just really don't like him, and they will do anything to make his life a hell.
All right, Tito, that's you. Though I know there's footage of him in the hospital. He got jumped and shit too, but that's the gist of these are the two most recent joints, I think, from the last 2 weeks. He got ran down on with guns like twice by brothers.
Yeah, he recently just got arrested for theft of services because he went into a restaurant and the manager recognized who he was already harassing other people and other customers in the restaurant. And so the manager, who happened to be, I think, an East Indian fella, came over there and told him, I know who you are, man, you got to leave. And so then he proceeded to slur him by calling him a Pajit. And he said, yeah, you got to leave. And he was like, well, if I'm leaving, I'm not paying for shit. He was like, oh, yeah, you are. You just got to leave, but you go pay for what you got. And he was like, no, I'm not paying. If you making me leave, I'm not paying. So they called the police. The police was waiting right outside, gave him a write-up for theft of services, cuffed him up, took him away. Now, I'm going to say this. I am emphatically fucking happy that this guy came along. Everybody listening to this video and anybody that's going to come along and happen upon this replay should be so happy that this dude came along. I am, you just don't know how ecstatic I am that this guy came along, because for many years now in the modern media environment, in the past, I would say 40 years, like 20, 30 years, white people have been pretending, successfully, I might add, because these school systems has turned out a bunch of low information Negroes without critical thinking skills, right? And so they recognize that. They recognize how bad the school systems are in majority black areas. They recognize how easy it is for them to get away with gaslight, right? So I would say the past 20, 30 years in this media environment, it's been this gaslight to where white people all of a sudden pretend like they don't know the dynamics of disrespect. You know what I'm saying? You know, with the old gaslight of, well, you guys, do you call each other the N-word, so why do you get mad when other people say it? Get the fuck out of here. You know why, nigga. The fuck up out of here. Them same people are never gonna go in Chinatown, in Chicago, or San Francisco and slur somebody and call them a chink. Them same people are never gonna go to Atlantic City, or they never gonna go down to the Jersey Shore and find somebody with dark hair and a lot of muscles and call them a wop or a dago or a guinea. They never gonna do that. Why they not gonna do that? Because they know they go get the shit smacked out of them. But then they act like they don't understand that when it comes to black people, right? They won't go and slur a Jewish person. I bet you they won't do that. They won't go and slur a gay person. I bet you they won't do that. But then they pretend like they don't understand. And so he has exposed how that gaslight, how theoretical and academic, and how it doesn't match up with reality. He's exposed in real time how that bullshit, that hypothetical ass shit that they have talked to you on Twitter doesn't match up in reality. I had to explain to a white motherfucker, if I walked up to you in a restaurant while you was there with your wife and stood over the table and looked right down her dress and said how nice her titties are in front of you, you'd be ready to fight. So you, right? Okay, cool. Well, now you understand the fucking dynamics of disrespect. So stop fucking pretending here. And you capping in this fucking comment section. You will never do this shit in real life. But he's taken this line of reasoning out of the sterile laboratory of the comment section into real life. And now people see it for what it is. Now he's assuming that then white police are going to be on his side, but he got to realize something. All white people are not up with that racist shit. You know what I'm saying? All white people not up with that shit. If all white people was up with that shit, Reconstruction would have never worked. But especially not this day and age. You know, and he's kind of forgetting why he trying to, you know, I guess he trying to get somebody black locked up. I don't know. When he was talking to that one police, he kind of forgetting that police, more than they might not like black people, motherfucker, they hate paperwork even more. So they not finna put a case on nobody because you out here with this bullshit. But then I don't even think he understands that in some of the states that he might go to, that they have fighting word statutes on the books. And if somebody crack his ass with a champagne bottle or something, he asked for it. You know what I'm saying? And in some states, and I don't think he understands the legal definition of fucking harassment. The legal definition of harassment is repeated involuntary contact with somebody that's meant to intimidate or aggravate. And in some states that fits the definition. So, but you notice he went to Memphis. He went to the nicest part of Memphis. I bet you he wouldn't go to Philly, Chicago, or nowhere in New York, Brooklyn, nothing with that bullshit. He wouldn't.
Yeah, well, you might get shot on sight. Guys, we got to wrap in 4 minutes. I'm going to do Misto and Saul. Misto, you got 60 seconds. You can respond to this and give me your closing statement.
Well, Chud the Builder, like Tito said, I'm glad he came around too, because a lot of these content creators are habitual live steppers, and one of these days we're gonna see on Live and Living Color one of them getting very bodily harmed one way or the other. My closing statement is everything that's going on is just propaganda's psyop tool that's trying to make the black people, the nigga community, get back on the plantation, vote for Democrats, and we ain't going for that. We hear the man spill and right down here, Machismo. We're gonna put a stop to that shenanigans, and I land my plane there.
Well played. $2 super chat from Lightbringer 777. He says Chud the Builder forgot fighting words doctrine. And actually, Tito just brought that up also.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Man, fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Man, fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Man, fuck all you hoes.
All right, Saul, that's all you. Your response and your closing statements. You got about 1 minute and 20 seconds.
The same thing as far as Mr. O's point, which was an excellent one. It is a psyop. He did just come out of nowhere. This is more ammo for the Democratic Party to say, see, you know, just so that somebody can smoke them. And obviously it sparks some sort of, you know, more or less civil war or whatnot. So this is leftist agitation as far as I'm concerned, because as far as I know about him, he came out of the blue, got very promoted. You know, we already know what this is. You know what I mean? So, and as far as those cops go, like, you know, Tito said, they're reckless, but, you know, generally not stupid. You know what I mean? So that's where I land my plane. I think that, you know, we all know what this is as far as what our assignments are. Gentlemen ahead of us, you know what I mean? It looks like we just gotta maintain our power at this point. You know what I mean? Our newfound power. You know, don't give up the ghost, man. You know, I'll land my plane there.
Well played. Another Sunday, gentlemen. I want to thank my panel for coming up, showing up, and even popping up all different times. Make sure the show goes on. Salute to the chat for coming out. Y'all hang out with us at an ungodly hour every Sunday, and we can't do the show without you. I'm running against the wind. I got to make it. Good night. Good luck.